What's up, guys? It's your boy Kester's Cars. Little update. If you're gonna rewire a gy6 with an Amazon ATV harness, it's not bad until they send you a brand new CDI box that doesn't work. So you spend 2 hours chasing your tail on a no spark issue, and I didn't realize it until I watched a handful of videos online, read through the forums. They have a readout for one of these where if you have a multimeter, you can stick the leads in and it'll tell you what you should be getting out. Those can read good and this still be bad. I had this one, I had a spare that I've got over here that's still read out as that both of them, neither one of them worked. So I'm bouncing back and forth going, that can't be an issue, I've got 2 of them. No, it was definitely an issue. Just something to keep in mind. Kind of getting ahead of myself here. There's nowhere to mount all the electronics, so I had leftover aluminum from the small go-kart, so we cut it out. I think I'm gonna do a self-tapper here, and then one in the back, and then I'm gonna double side stick, I think, everything to this. We're gonna end up motor swapping it at some point, but if I can get this to run, saves us some money now, and then I can get the rest of the cart how we want it. On the Amazon harness, it's meant for a 125, 150 ATV. So you'll have tail lights in here, headlights. The key switch doesn't stop the engine. The shut-off switch doesn't stop the engine. If I ground this out, it stops the engine. If I hook this to what it originally came with here, I have no spark. So it's a bit of a learning curve, to say the least. It can be done. Like I said, I've got it cranking over now. Key has to be forward for it to crank, and then these two were a brake safety switch, which I'm not going to hook up on this. So tied them together. I've read a lot of issues of guys having harness colors not match. For the most part, all of mine have matched. Now, like this one is for the electric choke on this, but if you look, let me find it, those match. But if you were to look down here at like the starter solenoid, it's almost the same plug here and here. From this one to this one, it's very similar. So you have to watch. My recommendation is I built it on the bench over here. I laid everything out. I hooked the rectifier, the CDI box, the starter solenoid. I hooked it all up. Brought it over here, and as you see, it's just hanging. Hooked it to hot, and then I started chasing my issues. They also sent me a spark plug coil wire here. Also no good. The only thing I did have to cut that was mine was this one has a I terminal on it for whatever reason. That's not how that's supposed to be. And they send it with the spark plug wire, so you would think they would just cut that eyelet off and, you know, put a terminal on it, but they don't. But I think right now I've got a fueling issue. I put fuel to it and it fires up and runs. But these have a like a vacuum pump normally on the bottom of the tank, or it's force fed. I'm just kind of feeding it off a bottle, so I can get it to run for a little while and then it shuts out. So I think we're gonna button everything up, gonna mount everything. Then I think the goal is to maybe mount the swing arm back under the cart and see if we can get it to run off the tank. The other thing is, if you have the ATV harness, you will get like this. So there are headlight wires, but now you'll have headlights, high, lows. I'm gonna end up stripping this back, this wire casing. So this is my on off, so it'll make me a liar now. So need to get fuel to it, but I'm gonna end up stripping this back. It has a manual choke option here too, which isn't needed on this, so all this is gonna end up getting stripped back. But I think the comparative online was $200 for a buggy specific harness. I'm trying to do this on the cheap. Cart was $200, the harness is $30 right now, I think, is what we've got in it. So I mean, you can buy the buggy harness. It reads a lot better, the reviews are a lot better. But that's I want to say JD's Got Buggies has a version. There's a couple versions out there that will work and are better options. But if you're trying to do it on the cheap, I read a ton of reviews saying you couldn't do it, and it can be done. It's a pain in the ass, but it can be done. So I'm gonna mount you guys up over here. Probably do a little time lapse of me just trying to mount everything up onto this aluminum. So let's get to it. I've got double-sided Velcro somewhere. I'm gonna find that. I think that's what we're gonna mount everything here with. For now, I'm gonna just take some painter's tape because I can't find the Velcro. We're gonna painter's tape everything down to kind of get the layout how we want. I want to make it easy to change the harness, to change the swing arm, so I don't want to do like the whole key switch off. I think I'm gonna extend it up there, but I think I'm gonna leave it on the outside of the cage and just zip tie it so it can be easily changed. If you're doing any electrical, these things are amazing. If you can see it there, they're heat shrink butt connectors. Amazon's got them for super cheap. Make life a breeze. Put your wires in, throw some heat to it, and seal it all ready to go. Yeah, it was so bad, guys. It was so bad that we ordered a replacement so I can take the pieces out of here, put the broken CDI back, and then return it because the brand new CDI didn't work. If you go through Amazon, they do a replace items, and you tell them parts are broken in it, and they'll send you the whole box with everything, all brand new, again, and you can go through and do it that way. I was lucky enough that the old CDI worked, and I was able to figure it out that way, and I had a spare core. So it's a do-at-your-own risk. I said we're gonna end up doing double-sided Velcro on these. Probably do a small battery back here somewhere. They have it up front there, but I don't know. We'll see. Might extend the wires here. But we're just trying to mount everything so it's not loose anymore, and then we're gonna confirm for spark again. Hit it with the gas again, make sure it runs again. As long as it doesn't, we'll button everything up, and we'll probably remount it tonight or tomorrow. What's up, guys? Second part. Camera overheated. I gotta figure that out. But we wheeled the front end back around. As I said, I wanted to figure out that gas issue. Tank's here now. Not the right tank, but it's there, so now it can gravity feed and not just me try to force it off a bottle. Yeah, and with all the fighting and all the bullshit, keep forward. The only issue I do see with this is the key won't turn it off. You have to ground the top of the CDI wire to shut it off, which is fine. Throw a toggle switch on there, that's your cutoff. But you can turn the key off now, nothing happens. But she's a runner, so. But wiring up gy6 with the Amazon $30 ATP harness, it can be done. It's not fun. If they send you anything that's broken and you don't realize it, like the CI box, you'd never know that was broken. I said it ohmed out good. It's getting the AC voltage out of it. It was bad. Luckily my old one worked. So heads up, if you're buying, what is this? Auto Hans Automotive. It will work. It's got a charging system. It even has wires for front lights, high beams, the whole nine now. But it's not fun. So we've got it just rigged up for right now. But I think we're gonna put the swing arm back on it. Maybe at some point pick up some tires for it, seats. And then I slowly want to upgrade this one, and then down the road I think we're gonna make it a Baja Blast. I think it's gonna be Baja Blast. But stay tuned, guys. See you.